Hey everybody, we are going to review our best 5 hiking shoes of this year. We purchased these all with our own money. We did not accept any free products or sponsors. Honestly, I was tired of wasting all my money on products that were based on these sponsored reviews. People got them for free and didn't actually test them. That's not what we're doing here. My goal is to surprise you on unbiased scores from our real world testing. So let's get right into it. Coming in at number 5 is the Merrell Agility Peak 5. So this is one of our best budget hiking shoes. So this one definitely surprised me. On paper, this shoe is not anything special, but after putting over 40 miles on these on the trail, they definitely have some great secrets as well as some downsides. Initially, when I put them on, I noticed the tongue was a little stiff. I had to wrestle it a bit and really just pull on this tab. It's very short. And I noticed I had some heel slipping when I had these shoes on initially. I corrected that with the heel lock lacing technique. So it only scored a 7.5 out of 10 for comfort score. The shoe itself is nice and inviting. It's got a nice voluminous upper, and it really isn't that constricting at all. It does have a nice stiff outsole here. There's no over compression or anything like that. It does have nice heel counter stiffness as well. Really good on technical terrain for these shoes. They have the Vibram Mega Grip outsole here, as you can see. They have lugs that are nice and well spaced apart, and I tested this on basically any sort of terrain you can think of, and they did really well. Something that's really unique about the shoes, Merrell says they have a 6mm drop, but after measuring them myself, it actually has a 9. That height gives you the extra foam you need and protection from sharp objects on the trails, as well as better impact absorption and shock absorption. With these, you get a ton of stability and protection, but it's not the best for you if you want a total plush, comfortable ride. They have a nice added TPU shank in the upper here that really adds that extra layer of rigidity for those people who are really tackling those technical trails. Weight-wise, they weigh 10.5 ounces, which is about the mid for a hiking shoe. Not overly heavy, also not lightweight at the same time. The best part about this shoe is you're not going to break the bank on these. They're priced at $130, but a lot of the times they're on sale for $105. I got this pair personally for $105. So keep your eyes out for the sales on these shoes because they are definitely a better budget shoe, especially at $105. So they get an overall score of an 8.4 out of 10. Coming in at number 4 is the Altra Olympus 9 Plus. So if you know anything about the Lone Peak series, they're absolute staple for those zero drop shoes, especially people who want that natural gait cycle. But the 9 Plus is definitely the game-changing upgrade. The Lone Peak 9 has the Max Track outsole, but this is the 9 Plus. It has the upgraded Vibram Mega Grip outsole. I do not recommend getting the Lone Peak 9 because that Max Track outsole is nothing compared to the Vibram Mega Grip. These lugs are much better. They bite better into the trail. And it's a better, more durable outsole as well. It's also more stiff. And the traction is so much better that it scored a solid 8.5 out of 10 for traction overall. So unique features of this shoe, they have the nice toe box here that is extremely wide. It's definitely one of the best if you're a wide-footed hiker. You won't have any areas of compression, especially in the toe box with this shoe. Having that extra wide toe box allows your toes to splay out for a nice stable base as well, adding to the stability score. We measured the toe box at 3.87 inches, was extremely wide. Definitely one of the widest we've tested it overall. It obviously has the zero drop platform. As you can see, the stack itself is not super high, so there's no topple over effect, and it's not overly compressive. There are no internal shanks in the shoe to help with that stability, but overall it is pretty flexible. So that is a little hindrance when it comes to the shoe. Some people prefer that, some people don't. One of the biggest drawbacks on the shoe is everything is welded, unfortunately. So welding takes down the weight, but unfortunately takes away from your durability. And the shoe's a little bit heavier than you'd expect at 11.5 ounces. And that was for a men's size 10.5. So overall, if you want a zero drop platform and you don't want overly cushioned shoes, and you want more of a natural gait cycle with these shoes, these are the ones to go with, the Altra Olympus 9 Plus. Remember, 9 Plus only. So coming in at number 3 is the Altra Olympus 6. So the last 2 shoes were all around performers, but this one is definitely more of a specialist. It's for people who definitely prioritize comfort, but want that tank-like protection on the trail. So when I put these on, they were initially extremely comfortable, kind of like Hoka shoes. They have a 33mm stack height. So that felt like I was walking on clouds, very cushioned, no areas of compression, great fit, especially with the wide toe box. It's got the foot shape fit, just like the 9 Plus. It doesn't have a traditional rock plate, but it really doesn't need one because of all the foam cushioning here at the midsole. It scored a 9 out of 10 for overall protection because it's built like a beast here. You can see there's traditional leather, mainly through most of the upper till here, and it's traditionally stitched. It's not welded. It has great durability. One of the unique features about the Olympus 6 is that it is zero drop. However, it has a lot of cushioning. A lot of the Ultra shoes are zero drop, but they have a minimal stack height, very tiny. This one's more plush, it's more cushioned, and it offers that zero drop for that natural gait. Another great part about this is the breathability. So when you put this on, you think it's not going to be breathable because of the leather here, but when we tested this in 90-degree weather, it actually held up pretty well. Especially when you get towards the heel, there's more mesh-like material here, improves that breathability, gets great circulation through the shoe. No issues with that at all. It has the Vibram outsole here. Excellent traction on the trail. It held true grip. The lugs are not well spaced apart, so shedding mud on the trail wasn't as great as some of the other shoes, but otherwise the traction is very good on this shoe. One of the biggest trade-offs is obviously this is a more heavy shoe, so people who are going to be going on longer hikes have issues with foot fatigue. While it's good for foot fatigue when it comes to the impact absorption, it's not great with just the weight. So we weighted them at 15.5 ounces per shoe, which is definitely one of the heaviest we have. There's a trade-off for like this tank-like shoe you have here, plus all the overall comfort and protection you get out of this shoe. Price-wise, they retail at $170, but sometimes you can get them for as low as $135, depending on the time of the season as well. So coming in at number 3, the Altra Olympus 6. Now coming in hot at number 2 is the Merrell Moab Speed 2. So we've tested a lot of hiking shoes, but this one is definitely special. It's an absolute unicorn because there's a few shoes out there that are really lightweight and built to last. A lot of the lightweight shoes, unfortunately, they don't last long because they're nice and welded and they don't carry the robust materials that you need to last a long time. This shoe definitely defies those odds. So we tested them for over 60 miles, and I can tell you the biggest surprise was really how tough they were for me. Usually a shoe that's extremely lightweight, it feels flimsy, but this one is nice and firm and well protected. It has mainly all traditional stitching throughout the shoe, no use of welded materials where you don't need them. And that makes a huge difference in the long-term durability of a shoe. It gets a massive 9 out of 10 for durability, so definitely something that's going to last you a long time. Another thing that makes this shoe good is the internal lightweight flex plate. So it's forked in here, meaning that the rock plate doesn't come up as a whole solid part. Parts within the rock plate where it begins to stave off, and there are open spots there for more flexibility on the trail, but not taking away from that overall protection. These are definitely some of the best for uneven terrain, technical terrain, really tackling that. It has the Vibram TC5 Plus outsole, which is a little bit more lightweight and more compressive than the Vibram Mega Grip. However, the grip is just as good. I will say, given that since it's more soft, it tends to compress just a little bit more when you compare it to the Vibram Mega Grip on uneven trails. But otherwise, the grip is very impressive and it scored an 8.5 out of 10 for traction. Overall, they came in a little stiff to begin with, but you really have to break these in. I give them at least 5+ miles, and once they're broken in, they fit nice and well. They have a subtle curvature in the outsole here to help with that forward heel-to-toe transition, making your stride more efficient and giving you better energy return. While these are not the max cush monster a lot of people are looking for, they definitely have great overall durability as well as performance. You could get these for $140, but just based on that price alone, plus the durability you get, they're totally worth it. And we gave them a score of 8.8 out of 10. So our number 1 rated hiking shoe of this year is the Hoka Anacapa 2 Low. So this shoe is very well padded throughout. It has a nice thick foam midsole. It has excellent cushioning, and there is zero foot fatigue with these. It has a nice soft tall heel, which makes it easy to slip on. And when you're going on longer hikes, 10+ miles, these really shine because of the energy return you get because of how plush and comfortable they are. It has the Hoka Meta Rocker here, which is a subtle curvature, and the outsole helps with a heel to toe transition. These shoes feel less lightweight than they actually are on the scale because of that Hoka Meta Rocker. It really helps with the energy return and reducing that foot fatigue. There's a nice locked-in feeling with these shoes as well. The upper has a mixture of leather as well as synthetic materials, but it's all traditionally stitched. Those welded materials always break down much quicker. This is nice and traditionally stitched throughout, so the long-term durability of the shoe has bode very well for us. One of the biggest upgrades I noticed on this shoe is the Hubble heel. That's an extended heel, which allows more ground contact with surfaces. More ground contact with the shoe and the surface that you're on is going to aid in that better stability on the trail. Traction-wise, it's got the Vibram Mega Grip outsole. Again, performs extremely well. You heard me talk about it with the other shoes. But one of the caveats with this shoe is the stack height is so high. A lot of shoes can tend to compress a lot when you press down on that foam. The good part about this shoe is that there's not a lot of over compression of that outsole. So when you're on that technical trail, you don't have that topple over effect because the shoe is being too compressed because it's too foamy. Yes, this has a massive stack height, but it is nice and firm enough to take down technical trails. Despite the cushioning, it still has a good amount of support and stability. It has a low footbed. It really kept your foot secure and prevents any ankle rolls. The shoe doesn't have any shanks or anything like that to help with the stability, so the torsional stability is okay. It's not great. So if you're going to be going backpacking, the energy return on these shoes you get is just excellent. So I tested these with a 40-pound backpack. They really hold up well in terms of impact absorption and not having that topple over effect I was talking about. Breathability wise, they have some air mesh pockets at the top of the tongue here. Again, where there's leather areas in here, the breathability isn't the best. So the one thing I wanted to bring up is there is the Hoka Anacapa Breeze version of these, which is actually $25 less. They are not waterproof, while these are. But if you don't need that waterproofness, I definitely go after the Breeze model. And speaking of waterproofness, we tested these in our 10-minute submersion test. They held up great. No water got in, and they just work very effectively for creek crossings, things like that. Price-wise, these cost $180, and you can get the Breeze version for $155. But overall, it is our #1 rated hiking shoe of this year. Scores great all across the board. The only holdback is the breathability with these, but otherwise they're our top choice, coming in at a 9.1 out of 10. So thank you guys for watching our guide to the best hiking shoes of this year. Links are down below in the description with the lowest possible price, as well as potential discounts. Don't forget to check out mountaineerjourney.com, where you can see this full review as well as others and best of guides. And please like and subscribe. We are trying our best to get to 1,000 subscribers. Also, by subscribing, you're helping us fight against those sponsored reviews where those people don't test those shoes and they get them for free. It would really help out the channel, and we appreciate you. We'll see you guys next time.